Hello traveler, and welcome to yet another review of the World of Warcraft collectibles. As she's turning around, I have with me none other than Sylvanas Windrunner and a fantastic story to share with you from the Tome of Lore. Let's get going. Okay, now that I filmed the intro maybe 10 times to make it sound and feel good, let's start by saying that this is the official Blizzard Entertainment statue of Sylvanas Windrunner, and it comes in quite a huge box that I have right here behind me. And this is the box Sylvanas comes in. Quite an amazing box, quite a huge box, with her beautiful portrait right in front here. And to the side you see the Horde logo. The other side we have an embossed logo of the Forsaken. And on the back side, the whole bust or the whole statue of Sylvanas Windrunner. You will throughout the entire interview be able to see Sylvanas rotate here next to me. And in case you get tired of watching my face telling you stories. So this time I chose to bring the story up in a beautifully bound leather tome. And I do have quite a few pages on this. I will not read it exactly through, but I would like to get into some details, because I will guide you through a fantastic story or lore for Sylvanas Windrunner. And this is where it gets exciting, because with everything that's happening in the newest expansion in Shadowlands, a lot of players started hating Sylvanas, and that's with good reason, because she has betrayed everyone, she killed millions of innocents, and we are made to believe that she did that by her free will. But as this plot twists, we find out that it's not really like that. We'll get there. So let's get started. I separated the lore into 6 different parts, with the first part talking about her life as a night elf before she died. So Sylvanas Windrunner, she was born from in the Windrunner family. It was a noble family, and she had 2 sisters called Illyria and Verisa Windrunner. Sylvanas, she became known for her extreme prowess in combat. She was an extremely brilliant archer, and at the same time a really good strategist. And that's why she rose to the Ranger General title of Silvermoon. That would be the highest military grade that you could achieve between the High Elves. So with this brilliance in the battlefield, exceptional archery skills, good strategy, competencies, she managed to protect Quel'Thalas during the Third War. And in this protection journey, she also encountered Arthas Menethil, or the Lich King. She tried to protect, Quel'Thalas, which leads us to part 2. Not all parts are so short. The part 2 is her death and transformation to the Banshee. Sylvanas helped protect Quel'Thalas during the Third War. And in her battle for protecting, it is actually where she met her demise, or her slow downfall. As she was fighting the Lich King in Quel'Thalas, or Arthas Menethil, she was slaughtered by him. And because it was a very frustrating long hunt from the Lich King, he was hunting her for a long time. She posed quite a lot of problems in the Lich King's advance, so she slowed him down a lot. He decided not to give her a simple death, and he raised her as a Banshee. So she did not get a peaceful death. Her soul was ripped from her body with the help of Frostmourne, and she was turned into a Banshee to serve the Lich King in undeath. And in case you haven't seen the review, of course I will make a good and quick referral to the Frostmourne. And the Frostmourne hungers, by the way, and kind of sad, but it happened like this when the Lich King decided to turn her. Look at me, Sylvanas. Come.
After all you've put me through, woman, a peaceful death is the last thing I will give you.
That's what he said to her. Let's put back the Frostmourne. So unfortunately, Sylvanas, she dies and becomes a slave to the will of the Lich King as a Banshee in Undeath. Chapter 3. Breaking Free and Founding the Forsaken. As time goes and the Lich King's power begins to wane, all of these Scourge members who were more advanced mentally, they begin to feel the weakening of the Lich King, and some of them even regain their free will. And this is what happens with Sylvanas. She manages to regain her free will, and with time she also takes back her physical body, because Banshee was, that see-through spirit, evil spirit. So she takes back her physical body and attempts or begins to rally all of the other free-willed undead that she meets in her journey. It's not the mindless undead. Most of the undead, they were mindless undead. They did not have this ability to break free. They were completely shattered form. But some of them had the ability to regain their free will, and that was her and, of course, us, the champions. As she rallies the other free-willed undead, she founds the Forsaken, which is this union of all of the free-willed undead, and establishes the Undercity in the ruins of Lordaeron, and then she joins the Horde. She joins the Horde as a strategy, and because she knew she needed allies, not because of other reasons, wanting to share in the victory or wanting to share her spoils, or she knew she needed allies, so she joins the Horde. The next chapter, chapter 4, which is one of the longest here, is what happens in the Wrath of the Lich King era. Sylvanas Windrunner, after establishing the Undercity, joining the Horde, she leads the Forsaken against the Lich King in Northrend, in our favorite expansion. She's seeking vengeance on Arthas Menethil, of course, after all he put her through and destroying her family lands. And at the end, after long battles, the Lich King is defeated. He is defeated by the champion, and with the help of Tyrion Fordring, who of course wields the Ashbringer over here. And this is what he uses to shatter Frostmourne over there. I made a complete enactment of how the Frostmourne was destroyed or shattered with the help of the Ashbringer. So if you want to see that, check out the other videos that I have made on the channel. Let's get back. The Lich King falls, which means Sylvanas, she should be satisfied by now. The problem is, she does not. Arthas's death came, but did not grant her any peace of satisfaction. She figures out that her hatred had consumed her hatred for the Lich King. She feels empty by now. So after killing the Lich King, she walks up on the top of Icecrown Citadel and throws herself up off the top of Icecrown Citadel, impaling herself on the Serenite spikes at Icecrown Citadel. That's where she dies, but instead of getting peace, her soul ended up in the Maw, as we find out that there's this place called the Maw in Shadowlands. The Maw is a place of eternal torment, where souls go to be punished after death. In the Maw, she is surrounded by millions of screaming, tormented souls, including all the Forsaken who had died under her command. She feels completely overwhelmed. She feels the torture of all the souls that she's killed until then, and that's definitely a place she does not want to be in. it's much worse than death. That's when the Valkyr come to her and offer her one last bargain. They would sacrifice themselves, the Valkyr, to keep her alive, but she would have to return and lead the Forsaken again. There was a twist there, though. Sylvanas accepts this bargain, not out of hope, but more to protect the people from her people from that fate, and to avoid that eternal suffering that was awaiting her in the Maw, forever and ever. She was offered this bargain from the Valkyr, and she accepted it. Who are the Valkyr? The Valkyr, they are agents of death, undead spirits. They play a key role in resurrecting the dead. The Valkyr were twisted by the Lich King into servants of undeath. They were originally ascended female Vrykul warriors who guided souls to the afterlife. The Vrykul were the ancestors of human, and they live in the Howling Fjord in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. They were basically huge and much rawer human than what we know today. So now we are there where Sylvanas makes a pact with the Valkyr and is resurrected again in the real world, Azeroth. This leads us to part 5 out of 6. Part 5, the pact with the jailer in the Shadowlands. After the pact with the Valkyr, Sylvanas Windrunner, she becomes increasingly dark. She became morally gray. She has no honor, she has no remorse, shows no affection. She burns down Teldrassil, kills thousands of night elves, innocent night elves. It seems like everything is just going downhill, and Sylvanas is completely lost. The only person she possibly had affection for was her champion in life and undeath, Nathanos Blightcaller. Nathanos was a human. I'm not going to go deep into the story, just super shortly. He was a human, and he fought alongside Sylvanas, an extremely good bowman, archer as well. And it's not official anywhere that they ended up together, but there was something, according to lore, happening between them. Both when they were both alive, and also in undeath. In the expansion Battle for Azeroth, Nathanos is kind of her puppet. He does whatever she orders him to do. So she now has a pact with the jailer, who is the ruler of the Maw in the Shadowlands. We're gonna get back to what the Maw is in the Shadowlands a bit later on. But what she starts having a vision towards is breaking this cycle of life and death, because she believed this system was flawed. She wanted it destroyed. The thing is, with all of these wars starting up and all of the thousands of night elves who were killed at Teldrassil, and also at the Great War between the Alliance and the Horde at Orgrimmar, the jailer had an interest in as many people as possible dying, or as many souls as possible being sent to this afterlife, to the Shadowlands. The thing is, here at the end of Legion, we kill Argus, the Unmaker. He is a corrupted Titan soul. And Argus was so deeply corrupted that he did not follow the normal path when he died. So the normal path of death in World of Warcraft is you die, then you go to the Shadowlands, where you meet the Arbiter. And this Arbiter is kind of a purgatory where the Arbiter would dictate where you would go between 5 different realms of death. Based on the deeds in your life, the Arbiter would send you to one of the 5 covenants, as they're called. And listed very shortly here, the first one is Bastion, where the Kyrian live, and the leader is the Archon, or in this case, Kyrestia, the Firstborn. Their values are service, duty, and sacrifice. You can think of them as angelic beings with purity and a higher purpose. The second area, or the covenant, is Maldraxxus, where the Necrolords live. Their leader is the Primus. The Necrolords are the defenders of the Shadowlands, and they are characterized by war, strength, and strategy. If you want, they are undead militarists with a gladiator vibe. Very raw, very undeady. Again. Third area is the vampire area, is called Ravendreth, and that's where the Venthyr live. They are led by Sire Denathrius, and in Ravendreth, the goal is to redeem the sinful souls through punishment and reflection. They are vampiric nobility who feed on pride. The vibe is very gothic, very vampire-y, Transylvanian vibe. I enjoyed this. I really liked it, as you know, this pride is very visible in the way they designed the characters. So as much as people hate the Shadowlands, I think the designs were really cool. The music is also amazing. In the Ravendreth, it's very spooky. I think it's better than Drustvar, the Drustvar music in the Battle for Azeroth. It's very cool. Go and have a listen to it. Completely contrasting to Ravendreth, the fourth area is called Ardenweald, and that's where the Night Fae live, with their leader, the Winter Queen. So the Winter Queen is actually Elune's sister. You've probably heard of Elune if you played Warcraft 3 especially, or if you clicked on Tyrande Whisperwind enough times. By Elune. Ardenweald is the rebirth and nurture of nature's spirits, mostly the wild gods. So Ardenweald is very dreamlike, very night elfish, forest guardians, druidic caretakers of the nature's afterlife. The vibe is extremely green, the emerald dream, druids, a lot of plants, vegetation, mystical feelings. It's an amazing zone. The music, I rank it number 1. I don't know if I rank number 1 the music in Ardenweald or in Bastion, but I think Ardenweald comes in the first place because it's just so perfect for meditation. If you're interested in that, play the music from Ardenweald. You're gonna get transported in another universe without any sort of other substances. It's amazing. We've been through 4 of the 5 covenants. The 5th and the final covenant or area is the Maw, which is led by the jailer Zoval. The Maw is the prison of the damned, and it was designed to serve as a place for the worst souls to end up in. Think Garrosh, for example. But we've been through all of this story. Why do I bring it up? Let's get back to the main story. So we killed Argus at the end of Legion there, and he was so corrupted that his soul did not follow this normal path. The jailer, he was plotting with Sire Denathrius in the Ravendreth area. He was plotting together with him to make Argus's soul into a weapon that was aimed at the Arbiter in the Shadowlands. The Arbiter got killed by this soul weapon or Argus' soul, who came in as a massive red blast of corrupted energy called anima. And this corrupted red energy hit the Arbiter straight up and then critically damaged the Arbiter, which means that the Arbiter is now out of operation, kaput, bye-bye. So he's unable to judge the souls, to send them in the 5 covenants accordingly. So all of the souls automatically descend straight into the Maw, automatically empowering the jailer. So he gets all these souls, all this energy, life or death energy called anima, that empower the jailer and making him OP, basically. Why is this relevant for Sylvanas? Because she's being used, according to lore. You see, she was manipulated and betrayed by the jailer, whom, after getting everything he wanted from her, he abandoned her and gave her back her soul fragment, basically reuniting her with her full self. And that's where she kind of gets back her consciousness. Her eyes become normal again instead of, those demony. Let her get back to, or rotate back so you can see the color in her eyes. But she basically is reunited with herself and just couldn't believe what happened throughout all of this history. Ever since she was revived by the Valkyr after throwing herself off of Ice Crown, all this time she had no idea what she was doing. Until then she had a mission to kill the Lich King, but then she was revived by the Valkyr, where in that moment she started being controlled by the jailer. That was part 5, which leads us into part 6, Sylvanas' redemption and judgment. So now Sylvanas got herself back and helps us fight the jailer at the end of Shadowlands. It's needless to say that everyone hates Sylvanas now. You can't just show up and say, oh.
I'm sorry, I was controlled, so all of that burning of the Teldrassil, I didn't mean it. Sorry.
So everyone, NPCs and players alike, everyone hates her. Good reason for it. I don't blame anyone. I hated her too. I'm like, oh. After the jailer's defeat, though, she takes responsibility for her atrocious acts, and out of everyone, Tyrande Whisperwind is her judge, as the leader of the faction who suffered most at the hands of Sylvanas Windrunner. So Sylvanas hereby is sentenced to guide and aid all of the souls that she damned to be in the Maw as penance. So she is sent to find all of the souls that did not belong in the Maw. Right now, as we are in the war within, we haven't seen Sylvanas for a long time now. Sylvanas is serving out her redemption arc in the afterlife, watched closely by Tyrande's owl called Doritur. And that, my friends, is the lore from the start to the end of Sylvanas Windrunner. A crazy story, right? As we close the tome, I think we should go and have a look at the statue, look at the amazing details in here, and let's get going.
Sylvanas Windrunner! I challenge Makora!